Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are at the community of Mohlakeng. We are here to interview David Mc Klopper under the disability sector to hear more about his thoughts about pandemic preparedness, prevention, and response. Let's go and hear what he has to say.
Ja, my bro. Man is aan honger.
Ons het dan nog net bunnies geëet. Die bunny is dan so suggie chips en vinegar. Nou, wie se chips het ek aan op myne gehad?
So jy haal onze chips af en dan sit jy dit op joune.
En dat is waar hoor. Dis hoekom my altyd ingaan om alleen chips te gaan koop.
Listen, I wanna thank the Lord for artists like Kieran Forbes who open up the doors today so I can spit it raw. AKA you are the boss. I don't have hands on my words. I'm giving you a round of applause. On that note, open up the curtains, cause one thing is certain, I'm starting a new chapter in my life and I'm giving you the verses. You can love me and hate me, but you can never break me cause I'm following my purpose. Van teken 'n man sonder 'n vlag is 'n man sonder 'n vlag. En ek ken ook vir die dag het die mense lang genoeg gewag. So let me raise my voice like I'm about to lift the crowd. They gon' give me a standing ovation even if I'm sitting down. Man, I love you, bro. I really hope I make you proud. Man, I'm king now. I'm not gonna ask permission. I'm just gonna take my crown. I ain't never bowing down, man. This is my stage now.
Open up the curtains and dim the lights. It's my time to shine. The stage is mine. Yeah. Open up the curtains and dim the lights. Cause my light is bright. In the darkness I'm the light. Yeah, open up the curtains.
Shout out for early B. Be some Isaac Newton.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And this is Think Twice About COVID special edition right here on Show Me Your Number online radio. Show Me Your Number is an organization that seeks to reduce new HIV and TB infections, eradicate stigma and discrimination, and also contribute towards social cohesion by using the platform of sports, arts, and culture. Please do follow us on our social media pages at SMYN Online Radio on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and on YouTube we are simply at Show Me Your Number TV. Today I am joined by David within the disability sector. Hi David, how are you?
Hi everyone, I'm David, the aka DMK, and I'm alright, and you, Chantel?
I'm okay. It's so good to have you here on the show, and thank you so much for making time for us.
No, there's no problem. I really do enjoy speaking about things as relevant these days, and it's my contribution, so thank you for having me.
Amazing, thank you. So just tell our listeners a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am David, as I said. I was born with a disability called Robert's Focomelia, which simply means the shortage of limbs. As you can see, I don't have hands, and that's basically what it is. And I'm 22 years old, and currently I do music.
Very interesting. You do music, okay, and yes. You don't have certain limbs and stuff. Yes. Were you ever judged by other people that pretty much have, the whole body fully? Did you ever feel discriminated before, within the career or the industry that you're in?
Well, it's really difficult for me to get going, honestly speaking, due to the fact that I was a swimmer before. So now I have to prove myself again and say I can do this in a different career. I can stand out in a different career. So people still see me as that. No, you just have to be in the pool. Yeah. Don't produce, leave that for other people. Please, David. Yeah. So it's a little bit difficult for me, but I wouldn't say as much as discriminatory, because people in my community especially, they accept me for who I am, and they expect me to bloom and represent my community.
That is very interesting. I like the fact that you don't take yourself short. I love it so much. It's very admirable. It's very interesting. But when did you start your music career? Because you're saying that you were doing swimming at first, and then now all of a sudden you are into music. Why that huge transition?
Yo, that's a very good question. I think I started falling in love with music due to the fact that, there was certain things that I couldn't, like, for example, the distance. I had to travel every day to go train and all of that. And so I went to go train less and less. And from there, I started falling in love with music, and I started realizing, okay, no, let me do music. So I recorded my first song in 2021, I think. But then, the producer was a little bit, up and down. Yeah, up and down. So I started checking out on YouTube how to start making my own music, how to create my own beats. And all my life I could rap, so that wasn't an issue. But I started seeing, okay, now I can do this for myself, and then I started just producing my own music.
Oh, very interesting. You actually taking me back. This memory came back, right? I remember when we had one of our disability events.
Yeah.
Yes, and you guys were put on stage with Nati and and the rest of the crew.
Yes.
Okay, and one of them sadly has passed on. May his soul rest in peace. Yes. But anyways, how was the feeling for you for the first time? Did you think that you actually needed more training, or you actually got your stuff together?
Honestly speaking, I feel like I was born for stages. I was born for cameras. I love attention, not in an arrogant way, but I just love attention, the attention being on me, not always, but so it was a natural thing. Like my first performance, I think I was 5 years old, and I performed in front of 500 people, and so I got used to the crowds. So it wasn't like a shocking thing, like my goodness, there's a lot of people around me. So I really enjoyed it from a young age, and it's always been my thing, my voice doing the talking, and not only my actions or whatever the case may be. But I like that. I really like that. The fact that you were able to, perform in front of people and not having a stage fright. And I like the fact that you actually got over this thing of discrimination and stigma about your disability, even though sometimes it's hard to really get out of it. And sometimes people will shy away and prefer not to say anything, And I like the fact that you have the confidence. Yeah. You are out there and you're like, you know what? Listen, honey, if you don't like me, I don't care. Yes. I don't care, and I really like that. But now currently, you're doing music, you're producing your own music. How did you start learning all of that? How? Because you said you went on to YouTube and so forth, but now getting the stuff to actually do it, how challenging was it for your first time? Well, it was quite a hassle in the beginning. I started producing properly, I think last year November-ish. So it's exactly a year now at the end of the month that I'm producing. So I'm still new in the music industry, but it's been difficult for me because my parents, my family as a whole, they thought no, swimming is the way of life, and so I needed to prove to them that I can actually do this. So I started producing music on my mother's laptop, and then I made her hear, and then she's like, okay, wow, you're actually good at this. Yeah. So then I'm like, yes, so invest in me, girl. No, invest in me. You have to invest in me. Yeah. So then she's like, okay, no. So I bought the first thing I bought was the sound interface, and then I had to buy the mic, obviously. And so from there, it started happening one thing after another, and I really started enjoying music and, finding new ways to speak to people without me actually speaking. So that's what music is for me.
Find a new way of speaking. Hey. Now, speaking of that, finding your voice, a new way to speak, back then, a few years ago, let me say, we faced a pandemic that we never thought would ever face in our lives. What came to your mind when you first heard about COVID-19? Did you even think it was this serious?
Honestly speaking, I thought COVID was just a thing that was going to pass quickly, just a few weeks, but then it got more serious, and I was like,
damn, this thing is actually in my life right now, and it's not that I can get rid of it. It's a thing that complicates all South Africans' lives at that very moment. So it's not a thing where I made a choice. I'm going to get COVID. No, let me get something for it. Prescriptions. It was a thing that none of us could control, and we just had to adjust. Really.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for that, David. And thank you so much for telling us a little bit about your thoughts on COVID-19. But ladies and gentlemen, right now, let's just go on break, and then we'll actually come back with more on how David got through COVID-19 and the lockdowns and the whole pandemic eventually. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Finally here, man. Wanna get no weer doen. I'm not the best rapper, but I'm not the worst either. If you don't have faith in my lyrics, you better become a believer. I ain't no Bushiri, but I can always take you deeper. The depth of my lyrics can get cold, it's almost like a deep freezer. But I'm no people's pleaser. I do things in the heat of the moment. These like my moments got heaters. Hoorde jou kan die mensen nou nog niet glo ek kan rap nie. I am a real lyricist, ek is nie eindelijk een man van trap nie. Kom van Toekies af, so waar ek had de
You are listening to Show Me Your Number online radio station, and this is Think Twice About COVID special edition with your girl Chantal Wahama Vimbela. Today I am joined by David, and thank you so much you're still with us. And you know what, I really can't wait to hear your perspectives on COVID-19. Before we went on break, you mentioned that COVID-19 was something you didn't expect. It was something that it was gonna disappear anytime soon. So what happened what went through your mind when the president said there's gonna be a lockdown and there'll be levels to it and you're not allowed to go anywhere? What went down?
Wow. First of all, I thought that this is now really serious. If the president says no one is going anywhere, it was really difficult for me because I am a person from the streets. I like the streets. So now I'm like, I can't go anywhere. Yeah. So it was difficult for me. But on a more serious note, I think, I really thought that this is so serious that people could actually die more than we expected it.
Yeah.
People like minority sadly passed away. But I thought it was going to be more in terms of how hectic this thing actually was. Like, because you can't see it, you can't feel it. It's just there, you don't know who has it. It's not like flu where you hear someone. Yeah. And now for every cough, you're like, COVID. It's you. You see. So you have to think twice about coughing. You have to think twice about even thinking. Yeah. Because you can't really have a certain amount of movement. So we were captured really by this thing. Even though our bodies were free, we were captured, and it was an awful feeling, honestly speaking.
Yeah. What were the main challenges that you faced during that pandemic or during that hard time, except for going out? But were the other challenges, like for example not having to practice your music fully or going to the swimming club or whatever? There was a lot of restrictions, obviously. And so because of that, I couldn't get into contact with anyone really. So it started with the swimming actually, where I couldn't go to Johannesburg, Ellis Park, because now, you have to get temperature checked, and it's hot like this. So now you don't know if you have it because now you heated originally, by the sun. So, but it was really difficult for me because, business side as well, can't make contact with artists or my producer, wanting to release music. I couldn't do that. And I couldn't train as well because I couldn't see the coach. He couldn't see me because there was a time where it was really like lockdown, like level, I don't know what. The initial time. The real one. Yeah. So it was really difficult for me. So I started getting more distant with swimming because of that, so I couldn't really travel anymore. And so I had to quit that
career originally
Yeah.
because of the situation of COVID, and so it was really difficult for me.
Yeah. If you have any thoughts about how you dealt with COVID-19, the pandemic and everything, just simply text us or call us on 083 800 4448. I'm going to repeat it. 083 800 4448. Just tell us your thoughts about it and we'll definitely play your voice notes on this show. You are listening to Think Twice About COVID, and I am joined by David. David, you mentioned a lot of things. You mentioned your challenges, your, things like that. But what was the main thing that you really admired about the COVID-19, except the peace? Because we know we had peace, and it was very quiet. But what was one thing that you actually admired about it?
Well, honestly speaking, I'm not sure there's a lot to admire about it.
Yeah.
But I think for the mere fact that people were so disciplined in terms of the set of rules that were in place for us to be able to continue our day-to-day lives, with these restrictions, I think for me that was very admirable, because I haven't seen it so blatantly in the years that I've been living, where people were like, don't do that, like, no, let me go see if it's really like that, so people automatically obliged by the rules, and it was very admirable where the country came together and like, you know what, guys, we can actually fight this thing by doing what we need to do, and standing in unity and saying stay away from each other. I know that's a little bit ironic, but coming together to stay away from each other, that was really, I really do admire that about our people from South Africa.
We were very disciplined.
We were very disciplined.
Yeah, I like that part. We were very disciplined, and we came together and actually refence. I like that. So having to use masks and sanitizers, how was that for you? I think personally for me it was too much, because I didn't really use a sanitizer all the time, except me going to the toilet. But for my hands and everything, and some sanitizers would actually react with my skin. But having to adhere to those rules and regulations, how was it personally?
It was, for me personally, it was very uncomfortable, honestly speaking, because, I don't think anyone wants extra baggage. I feel like that was a baggage, It's, for example, it's a hot summer day like this, and now you have to wear a mask, to go anywhere, really, and now you're breathing heavily and whatever the case may be. So I really didn't like that, and for the mere fact, so that's why I just stayed in the house, because I didn't want to put on a mask, because it was uncomfortable for my face, for my ears, asking someone, because I don't have hands, asking someone, can you please just shift the mask properly, or can you please just put on the mask, or whatever the case may be. So it was a hassle, not only for me but for the people around me as well. So it was really uncomfortable, for me as an individual.
So, okay, we understand that we had to take a lot of precautions for us to, protect ourselves from COVID-19 and so forth. Are you still using those things till today, or you just said, you know what, COVID-19 is not that deep now, we can let go?
Honestly speaking, as I said, I don't really use a lot of precautions, because I stayed away from a lot of people. But I think it's not gone totally. I think it can come back anytime, because they said it's not a thing that, it's there. It's still there. It's just that we took a measure of annihilating it in some, extent. So, but I don't really use it that much anymore in terms of, smelling hand sanitizers or putting on masks or whatever the case may be. I don't see people do. I actually do see some people, in the streets still wearing their masks now and then. For me, it's a little bit of a really dude, but I get where they're coming from. But no, for me, I don't really do that as much anymore. But I still, try to be careful, but not that much anymore. I still go now. I live a normal life. Prior COVID, I'm doing that now again.
Do you think that you are ready for another pandemic? If it were to hit right now, are you gonna say, I'm ready for this pandemic?
I think yes.
You're ready.
I think I'm ready. Reason why I'm saying so is that as long as we abide by the rules that are set in place to protect us, I think anyone can be ready, really. Not only, in terms of staying away from each other, but just, applying what you feel like you need to do. Staying healthy, keeping yourself clean, I think, because it's a germ, honestly speaking. So, just applying by the rules that's set for you. I think anyone can be ready, including myself, even though let me just say this. Sorry for saying this, but I actually thank God, that I don't have hands for reasons like this.
Yeah.
Because now I have to wash every 5 minutes, and now I'm like, yes, it's not me. I'm not doing it.
Yes.
I'm not doing it. You wash your hands. It's fine. I'm not going to do it. You want to wash your hands for me as well. Twice for you. But honestly, I'm sorry. But on a serious note, no, I'm seriously, I seriously think that anyone can be ready if we just do what we have to do. If it has to happen again.
Yeah, hallelujah. But before I let you go, David, are you working on any new projects when it comes to your music? What's going on there?
So yes, actually I am. Recently I released a song called Around. I think in October, 20th of October, around there. And now I'm releasing one now in the 24th of November called Sondela. It's a love song.
Oh.
Yes.
Wait, is it giving Makado's vibes? Which one? Because I know there's a Sondela by Makado. May his soul rest in peace.
No, it's giving a Master KG vibes.
Oh.
Yes, it's giving a Master. I really look up to Master KG,
Really?
Yes.
Yo,
I
for
really
real?
do. Like he's like the guy that I want to make music with one day. So I really study him a lot. Him and Prince KB. So I really study them a lot, and just see. But it's an Amapiano, soft Amapiano vibes. So yeah. It's Amapiano vibes.
Hey. So who are you working with on this project? Is it just you or anyone else?
Yes, so currently I'm running. I still have to register my record, my company. Actually, it's not a record label; it's a production company called Explosive League Entertainment. So I have a few artists that fall under that already. I think 7 or something. So right now I'm working with one of them, Sage. She has a brilliant voice, and so I'm currently working with her on this project where she is the vocalist and I'll just do the rest of the work.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow. So when are you releasing it? Before December, after December, or in December?
It's month end. I think it's the 24th, if I'm not mistaken, 24th November going into December, and then I will release another one in December again.
So
yes,
we're doing 2 projects
at once.
At
once.
You want to kill us?
I'm killing it. I have to.
Wow. Thank you so much, David, for your time, and all the best with your future projects. I mean, most people actually give up in the early stages of their successes, not knowing what they're actually leaving behind. But you know what? All the best with your projects, and we want to hear your music just to make sure you're not a stranger.
No, definitely you will hear it.
Yeah.
You will hear it.
Yeah.
No, it's a must.
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 And after this episode, we're gonna play the song.
It's a must. No, but thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to Think Twice About COVID with your girl Shintawa Vimbela. This is Show Me Your Number online radio station. Show Me Your Number is an organization that seeks to reduce new HIV and TB infections, eradicate stigma and discrimination, and also contribute towards social cohesion by using the platform of sports, arts and culture. Follow us on our social media pages at SMYN Online Radio on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and on YouTube we are simply at Show Me Your Number TV. Give us a call or WhatsApp us on 083 800 448. I'm going to repeat it, 083 800 448, and it's definitely on the screen right now. From me and David to you guys, we say bye.